difference is I actually made the effort this time. I went up to two people
at the bar, and I was going towards the bar, and I started talking to him, and he was a nice statuesque.
I need black women to understand that these single dating events, they are not created for you. They are not created with you being the main demographic in mind. Now, I'm not from Houston, but I've never been to a dating event in my life. I will die not ever going to a dating event in my life. Because if you look at the trend of what both of those women stated, they both stated that they approached these men at the dating event. And this is why men think that they're the prize. Dating events are for men. Dating events are not for women. You have to think, as a man, what setting are women repeatedly trying to go to put themselves in proximity to have a man talk to them, to be able to have a relationship with a man? Where out in the wild are women intentionally trying to create a situation in which this is happening? There is no place. That is the reason why you have to literally pay. A place has to create an event in which they curate this situation where they say, okay, there are women out here that want a man. These men do not go to these dating events to find someone to court, to marry, to deal with. These men go to these dating events primarily for two reasons. The first reason is that they need a validation boost. They don't get to go to places regularly and get validation. So these dating events, they're able to go and be like, oh, well, there are women here that are seeking out a man. This is actually an opportunity where I can feel like I'm wanted because women are coming here specifically to want to deal with men. It's an artificial way in which men can kind of get that lack of validation itch scratched. It's a way for them to feel better about themselves. The second, if this dating event has a demographic where it is going to be a lot of black men and a lot of black women going, but there's also going to be a mixture, this is a playground for black women, or for black men. This is a playground for black men to humble black women. Black men will specifically go to these events knowing that there are going to be other races of women there, and they will specifically make it obvious that they are showing a disinterest in black women to lower your self-esteem. Just like Cecilia Regina says that marriage is a humiliation ritual, these dating events are a humiliation ritual for black women, especially when black men are in attendance and there are a mixture of races amongst the women. It is a form of energy harvesting. The whole point of these dating events is for black women to go get their energy harvested primarily by black men, because that's typically the demographic that they're seeking. Get their energy harvested and then have their self-esteem be low, that they keep repeating the cycle. They keep going back to these same men that are disrespecting them and showing them a disinterest, with a level of optimism and a level of reflecting back on yourself to ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Because that's what that girl said. I actually made the effort this time because obviously things didn't go right the first time when the men were making the effort. The harsh reality is that black women especially, a lot of black men are on the pursuit to drain your energy, to harvest your energy, to make you question yourself, to make you feel bad about yourself. And they will specifically go to these events that they know that you are going to, specifically to humble you. I cannot tell you how many men I've known, even if I've been at a bar or even if I've been at a club, if I've met a man and they had a mutual, I've literally had their, like, the mutual or even like their homeboy or friend be like, oh yeah, like, you know, actually he didn't really want to approach you because he realizes that, like, you're pretty, and he didn't want to, like, pump your head up too much, and, like, he didn't want to give you any attention because he just didn't want to make you feel good about yourself. He didn't want to make you get the big head, so he just chose to not approach you. And I'm not saying that that's always the case, but I'm just giving you an anecdotal example of how it looks like with the mindset that some of these men will have when they're going to these dating events. Most of these men, regardless of what their race is anyway, they're not there looking for their wife. They're looking there to get an ego boost. They're looking there to get some punani. They're looking to gauge what value of woman they can quote unquote purchase. What hierarchy of woman do they qualify for? Because out in the wild, men aren't able to gauge these things. On the dating apps, men are not able to gauge these things. They have to create these artificial environments in which men can put themselves in a position to be chosen. This is the reason why men are thinking that they're the prize. Because Black women are working way too hard to keep dealing with a demographic that doesn't have anything to offer you. They don't have anything to offer you for you to be going out of your way to talk to them. Because guess what? They're not going out of their way to talk to you. Their whole goal is to have you leave this event and feel worse about yourself than you did before you got there. That's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is to pump their ego up by stomping and stepping down on your self-esteem, on your confidence, on your self-concept. There is no amount of effort that you need to do. Quit approaching these men. I would really go as far as to say, stop going to these dating events. I have yet to hear a story time on this app telling me in excitement about how they are having a strong, healthy, good relationship with someone that they met from a dating event. The places that host these dating events, even they know that you're not going to find somebody. They just want to have something profitable and lucrative so that they can all get paid, so that they can pay the rent for the place, so that way they can pay for the liquor and the food and yada, yada, yada. That's what their mindset is. They are not hosting these events in hopes that you get somebody. That's why they keep having the events. These social dating events are nothing but dating apps put into the real world. That's all they are. All they are is creating a situation, a real life situation, based off of how things would look on a dating app, a real life Bumble. A lot of these women that are going to these, dating events, you're treating it like a real life Bumble. There is no reason why you're approaching a guy first. There's no reason why you're approaching a guy first, and there's no reason why you should be putting yourself in a predicament where you are searching for a man. Every time I hear these story times, I would say 95% of the women that talk about their experience, they regret going, and they feel as though it was a waste of money. It's either the men don't want to talk, the men don't want to communicate, the men that they want to deal with don't want to deal with them. It's just the same people that are having the same old conversation. You don't have anything to gain by putting yourself in these situations. All you're doing is putting yourself in a situation where your energy is being drained and harvested. Please stop engaging in these events that don't have anything to offer you and that don't have your best interests at heart.